Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion, and this here is Vanilla Mint, but this channel here I call the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. The crazy, just enjoying your channels and enjoying the channels that you watch. And the troll part, not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand or a certain tool or a certain technique because that's what all the cool kids are using. Use whatever you want to use and what manner you want to use it to get your makeup on the way you want it to. Because here at the Crazy Troll Nation, it is about self-acceptance and self-love. Embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Self-acceptance, self-love, loving yourself for who you are, for how you look, even without face paint on. Not even my brows, just chapstick and skincare, y'all. So I do use foul language on my channel sometimes because I do curse in real life sometimes. If you're new here, hi. Buckle up. Sometimes it gets a little crazy because this is the Crazy Troll Nation. If you're returning, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? This video, I did an inventory. I'm not going to show you a bunch of stuff. And I'm doing this because I'm running out of space again. And I don't like to run out of space. I like to keep my collection small. I like to keep everything right here. Where I'm sitting, I can see everything I own except for backups that are put away. And I like it that way. And I've been running out of space because, hi, my name is Dion. I'm a brush whore. I keep buying brushes. And I did purchase a couple palettes. And so what I decided to do was to do an inventory to count everything. At one point, I did have 50 palettes. And a few were old because I did try them, had an issue. So got rid of those. I did order Mothman. I did order Swamp of Sorrows. And I'm waiting for Dark Forest. Where is it? Dark Heart? One of those two. I should know what it is because I bought it, right? But not counting those three, I said, let me just count what I have. And I've really been looking at what I don't use or what I really feel like I'm not going to use because it's not really my vibe. Because I prefer things that have a happy home, be somewhere where they're going to get used and not just sitting here, just getting old. So I did that, and then I realized, because hi, Dion here, brush whore, I had purchased some more brushes. I'm running out of brush space, so that means something has got to go. So I said, you know what, let me do a brush inventory too. So I just have it written down, so I'm not going to show you everything. I've already done a full makeup collection video, and I appreciate those of you who watched it because it was just like, girl. And my collection is not as large as most, but larger than some. I have what I call a curated workable collection, and what that means is it's curated, meaning there's not a lot of dupes. Everything has its place and has its purpose. And workable meaning everything does get worked into my collection because I don't have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of palettes. And when I see videos, 500 palette collection declutter, I'm just like, damn. But then they get PR though, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, just for us regular folk, us regular trolls. So I did my makeup inventory on March 18th. Today is March 29th. I have 48 eyeshadow palettes, 10 blush, highlight, bronzer, face palettes. 10. I got a big face, but it's still only one face. I have 5 single highlighters. That reminded me of something new that I got that I didn't add in. The stuff that I just received in, some stuff you may have seen in my March monthly haul video. So that stuff is not added in because there's a single highlighter in there. I was trying to debate if I was going to keep it or not, and I really think I am. But anyway, as of March 18th, 5 single highlighters, 5 single blushes, 4 single bronzers, and 1 single contour. And again, 10 blush, highlight, bronzer, face palettes, and 48 eyeshadows. That's my entire makeup collection minus lip stuff and eyeliner. And primer and eyeshadow bases. But that's all like the main things. And I'm looking at my lip stuff and I'm just, because I want to be realistic of what I'm going to use and what I'm not. But with lip glosses and lipsticks, because I'm double dipping, I don't feel comfortable giving those away. Eyeshadow palettes and face palettes I will give away, especially if they have a lot of life left in them, or I'll put them in my Macari store. But stuff where I'm double dipping and applying No. And so sometimes that's why I hold on to them, because I'm like, it's not bad. I may use it. I still have space. And so looking at my brushes, I have some I just either very seldom use or I don't use at all. And running out of brush space, I'm like, some of this stuff can just go. And so I need your help. So I'm going to show you some brushes. I'm not going to break them down, but I did inventory like the type of brush, whether it's for lid, transition, brow bone, lower lash line, upper lash line, face brushes, bronzers, contour, all that stuff. But we're not going to break that down here. So I have eyeshadow brushes, anything dealing with eyes, 114 brushes. For the most part, I do rotate through my brushes, except the ones I'm going to show you, which is why I'm thinking they need to go somewhere, maybe. And face brushes, 46. Yeah, girl, you got a hiccup on that one, excuse me. So 114 eyeshadow brushes, well, I should say eye brushes, and 46 face brushes. And so I have a total of 160 makeup brushes. So this right here, these are from Target. These brushes here are some face brushes. This one I use, this one is already fraying, and this is one of the lethal ones. They're not going to refund me for my remaining eye brushes because they said it's been 4 months. The initial purchase was in December 2022. Mid-month when they launched. I received them the end of December. This is the end of March. It's only been 3 months, and they said they wouldn't refund it because 4 months, whatever. I still love their eyeshadows. I'm still going to support the brand. But it was a learning lesson for me, and I'm going to tell you why. I knew I didn't need that brush set, and when I saw that they were launching it, I'm like, oh, hi, my name is Dion Brushwear here, and I'm like, I purchased a whole brush set, and I think I did use somebody's code, but I'm trying to think if it worked because it was a new release. And, you know, I tried the brush, washed them right away, tried them. The few that I liked, that I really liked, I purchased extra. So that's how I ended up with duplicates of some of the brushes. So that is all on me. And I look at this as a learning experience. I didn't need them brushes. I did not need another brush set. Makeup pour here, brush pour here. So that was a lesson for me. So I'm not feeling any kind of way because I knew I didn't need those brushes. And I bought that whole entire brush set and then bought more individual brushes. So I'm not at all upset. I'm not all just like, oh my God, you know, I wasted money. Because to be honest, all of us can look at something and be like, yeah, I shouldn't have did that. And that's just money gone. And so I'm not, you know, angry. I just really, I had to be honest with myself. Like, that was my fault. Because I knew I didn't need them brushes. And I bought them and there was a problem with it. So it was confirmation. That's what it was. And so these here, the ones that are splaying and not staying together, I am going to just toss those because I don't like to give stuff that to me is like, I wouldn't want that. And I am particular. Some people, they would be like, oh, I'd use that. So this is why I need your help. Okay. Some of these smaller ones for blush, bronzer, highlight are good for the Hourglass face palettes because the pans are smaller. And so like brushes I prefer to use for blush, it don't fit in there. And so I'm using these brushes. But for the most part, these right here, I don't really use. There's a couple of them I do, but then I have other brushes. And y'all know what? Did I tell you I'm a brush whore? I ordered some more Fenty brushes because they had a 30% off sale, and then they had to sell 30 to 60% off. And so I did get more Fenty brushes. Listen, if I really like a brush, I will buy 2, 3, 4, 5 of those brushes, especially when there's a good sale. And so that's what happens, and that's why I have so many duplicate, triplicate, quadruplets, quintuplets brushes. And so that's how that happens. Call it lack of self-control. But again, the brushes that I really do like, my go-to brushes, I do use them. So even if I have 3 of them, they all 3 get used. Like seriously, I do rotate through my brushes so that they so that one won't just like wear out. Like they will wear out evenly, and I will have them, if they're a good brush, for 5-10 years. And I do have some brushes that I'm looking at them like, you've been here for a really long time. And that makes me feel good because I pay money for most brushes until recently. And I did not count my second set of Blend Bunny brushes. I haven't even washed that yet, so I'm still just using just the one set. And all the ones I use, the ferrules, are wiggly. So I'm just like, I didn't need that brush set either. So I feel some kind of way about myself because I knew I didn't need those, just like I knew I didn't need the lethal ones. And so very expensive lesson. The brushes I did purchase from the Fenty sale are brushes, tried and true, that I love. I love how they perform. I love how they work. All of them are very stable. There's no shedding, except for one eye brush, which I've had for a very long time. But anyway, so these brushes I very seldom use. I do wash brushes after every use. If I use a brush for a cream product or liquid, I do wash it with Dawn dish detergent because it gets all that stuff out. If it's just a powder product, I use just regular shampoo or baby shampoo. And that's how I wash my brushes. All of my brushes are synthetic because my skin does not like natural hair brushes. I have a whole lot of different allergies and stuff, like trolls got issues. So these right here, these are face brushes, highlight brushes, blush, bronzer. Some of these I don't remember when I last used them. And I want to show you this one here. These are what I call my inexpensive brushes, like not Scott Barnes, not Hourglass, not Fenty. Even though getting a brush from Fenty on sale does put it kind of in this category. Not quite, no it don't. But yeah, it still doesn't. But you know, I have Esom brushes on sale. They average $25, and I have a bunch of those. Hourglass brushes are expensive, but again, I buy stuff on sale. These are my inexpensive brushes. There's some in here from Ipsy, which are the LaRouche brushes. This is one of the Blend Bunny ones, and usually I can tell them apart, but not really. This is one of the Blend Bunny. Makeup Geek, I have 3 of those of each one that I purchased, and those are nice brushes. I just don't use them often for whatever reason. This is a crown brush from somewhere. Really nice brushes. I just don't. These came in Ipsy, this set right here. And when I use these brushes, I'm like, these are nice. I don't reach for them. And maybe just because I prefer the other brushes. But I have like all of these brushes. These are my inexpensive brushes. And I'm just like, why? Why? Because I'm a brush whore. The last thing I'm going to show you, these are the brushes I use for eyeliner. Upper lash line, lower lash line, buffing out color. And the ones I'm going to show you are the ones that I never use, because I just don't use that type of brush. This one I can tell I did because it's stained. This is one of the Scott Barnes brushes. But the ones I'm going to show you, I never use. Never. Not ever. Maybe once or twice way back. But since then, never. And it's these types of brushes that you can use for... I'm not going to give this one because this is a lethal brush. And that's not going to last long. But, well, I mean, if somebody wants it, then, you know, so let me just leave it here. These types of brushes, eyeliner, lip liner, you can also, maybe not this one, well, maybe. You know, if you're the type that carves out your brow bone with concealer, your eyebrow with concealer, this one, you know, you can do the same thing with it, or you can place shadow on your lid with it, or you can do your lower lash line or upper lash line. I have issue using these types of brushes for upper lash line because I can't see in here to get in the inner corner. I prefer brushes like these for upper lash line, or a bent angled brush like this one for my upper lash line. So these, I may have used them, some of them maybe once. I just don't. So here's the question. So I'm thinking of what to do with it. I have done a brush declutter video before, and actually she just did her review. Single Mom Review just did, it wasn't even her review. She just did her giveaway video that she had won for me, and that was a while ago. And that was some of my decluttered brushes, and I put in a brand new brush set that I had got from Amazon to send to her as well. And she was really impressed with the brushes. She's like, these do not look used. And I'm thinking, that's why I gave them away, because they were just here. But I'm back at the same place again where I have a lot of brushes. The eye ones I just showed you, may have used a few of them one time. That's it. The less expensive eyeshadow brushes, all of those I showed you, I barely use those. And the ones I have used, I like. I just don't, because I have all these other brushes over here. These are my more expensive brushes. And I just gravitate to those. So there's nothing wrong with the ones I showed you. The face brushes I showed you, you know, a couple of them, I mean, and actually they all could go, because I have enough other face brushes that will fit in the Hourglass face palettes. And so my thought was just to do a giveaway and give away the brushes. But then I thought, why would one person want like 6 eyeliner brushes or lip brushes? You know what I mean? So then I thought, okay, if I divvy it up, you know, a couple eyeliner brushes, maybe enough eye brushes to do a complete eye look, maybe 1 or 2 face brush, depending on how I can divvy it up so that each set is kind of a set. So that is my thought, because this is the eye brushes I don't really use a lot. That's a lot of brushes. And honestly, even though I have a total of 160 brushes, including those, I don't need all of those. And I'm thinking, does somebody really need like 40 brushes, eye brushes? And I know it may sound wonderful, but realistically, are you going to use them? And again, I do rotate through my brushes. So I'm trying to think of how to do this. And this is where I need your help. Like, would you want my decluttered brushes? And what are your thoughts on if I divvy it up to where like one person's just not getting like all of those eye brushes and like 6 or was it 7 eyeliner brushes? Because really you don't really, unless you're a professional makeup artist, I don't think you need like 6 eye or lip brushes. Maybe 2 or 3, because then you can have 1 for the eye and do 1 for your lipstick. So would you want decluttered brushes? That's the first question. And I would wash them before I send them out. And of course, when you get them, I would hope that you would rewash them however you wash your brushes. So the first question is, would you want decluttered brushes? And number 2, what's your thoughts about if I divvy it up versus one person just getting like all of these brushes? And I have a feeling you guys will say divvy it up so that way it'll be more than one person that'll win. So that is the question. And so leave your comments below. And how we're going to do this is, whatever we figure out, I'm saying we, because you're going to give me your feedback on what you want. And at the time when I announce whatever I'm doing, if we do decide to do a decluttered brush giveaway, you will need to be subscribed before that video is uploaded. So it won't be somebody's like, oh, giveaway, I'm going to answer and hopefully I win, and then I don't and I subscribe. You know what I mean? Because I still want to show those of you who are always here that I appreciate you. And you've seen the brushes, you see that they're good. And I just appreciate you guys. And so my first thought is, when I have stuff, it's like, who can I give this to? You know what I'm saying? And you guys, some of you are always here. You're in every video comment section. And some of us, we go back and forth 2, 3, 4 times having a discussion in the comment section. Some of you, you know, we DM back and forth on Instagram. And I really appreciate you guys for that. You can be anywhere and you're sitting here listening to the troll talk, and I don't have no face paint on. So it's just like, okay, I'm trying to watch her. Let me just listen. Because her face is a mess. Seriously, though, I appreciate you. So those are the questions. Would you want decluttered brushes? What's your thoughts on whether I divvy them up or not to try to make equal sets or as equal as possible? And also, whatever we decide, you and I decide, when I announce what we're doing, that'll be the giveaway video if we decide to do the giveaway, which I really feel like we are. If you're new and you're watching this, you need to be publicly subscribed before that video goes live. And so I am really getting back to doing giveaways that way for the most part, because I do want to show appreciation to those of you who are always here and not just a random person just come in just because they just want to win something. And that'll be it for this video. I didn't intend for it to be this long. I'm not going to make it any longer. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. I really do appreciate you for being here, and you will see me soon. I'm looking forward to hearing what your thoughts are down below so we can figure this out so I can clear out some space. Thank you.